Hey everyone, welcome to Little Stitches. My name is Courtney. I'm a mom on a budget showing you how to sew more, spend less, and love what you wear. Today we are going to make this super cute little baby romper for my daughter. We're going to make a test piece first because I bought some more expensive fabric before Joann's closed out that matched something I had made for myself a few years ago, and I really want to do a summer photo shoot with my daughter uh, here soon, and I'm gonna make her something to match me, so I'm very excited. But so a lot of baby patterns are usually a little bit bigger than what they're supposed to be. And for this one, it's NewLook. It's N6738. For this one, when I was looking at sizes so I can see what my daughter would fit, it only gives height and weight estimates. And I remember making her the newborn one, and it was pretty big on her. So my daughter is super tall, so I have to figure out if the large will fit her, which is suggested for around 18 months. She's almost 21 pounds, but she's already close to 32 inches. So I had already traced and copied the large size because I'm pretty sure it's going to fit her for height, but probably not anywhere else. So I'm going to make something that she can wear, that she can grow into first, but something I can also test it out in. So right now it's August. I have no idea when I'm going to post this, but right now it's August, and I'm going to make her something for Halloween so she can fit into it come October, because I have no doubt she'll probably fit into large by October. This really cute, just black cotton fabric. I got it from Walmart quite a few years ago. I got it on sale. It was like $2.50 for the yard, and it just has boo all over it. So I'm very excited to make this test pattern. And I have just a regular black cotton to use for the lining because I don't have enough of it to use for the lining. So we are going to do this one first, and then hopefully I can show you what it's going to look like in this really awesome gauze like fabric. It's a little different from what I had. It's a little bit more stable than the gauze that I had, but I'm really excited to make it out of this one. So come along with me so I can make this one. Okay, so I have finished my test piece to figure out, what size would fit my child the best. And surprise, surprise, despite the fact that she does fit into 18-month clothes, and I did, in fact, use the correct seam allowance. It is way too big and long, so which is perfect for Halloween. So I think I'm actually gonna get buttons for it, maybe little ghosties. We'll see. I'm very excited, but I have to do the smaller size. So instead of doing the large, which is, it says 18 months, I need to do the medium, which it says 12 months. And it should fit in for height as well, but now I can use the large and make her some outfits that'll fit her for Christmas, for the winter, and so on. So I'm not really too concerned about that. In fact, I think I'm a little excited because I'm like, oh yay, I know she'll fit into it later. So I'm gonna trace out again this pattern, and I'm gonna do it in the 12-month size, and then I'm going to make it out of this fabric, which I'm super excited about. And then you get to join me as I fix mine. I think I'm just gonna do that via like a short or a reel or whatever I decide to do. You'll probably see on all my platforms anyway. But yeah, so I'm very excited to get started on this. It did not take me long to do this. I think it took me maybe a total of 3 hours. I mean, I spent 2 days working on it, but I only had bedtimes to work on it. So maybe 3 hours if, I'm being generous with my time. But let's get started on this, and I'm not going to show you this process. I figured I'll just make another video showing you how to do it if you didn't want to watch my reel or shorts or whatever about it. But yeah, let's get started.
I didn't record myself cutting the fabric out because typically it's just self-explanatory fabric and whatnot. I like to hem my whatever I can first. Sorry, that was me hemming the ruffles. And I also sewed the bodice lining together because it was just easier to do it that way if I sewed the lining first. And then I would sew the bodice next after I sew and create the ruffle needed from the main fabric. Because after that, you're going to attach that to the bodice itself, and then you're going to add on these side pieces, which are going to finish off the front part of your bodice.
Okay, so we are on the part where I need to attach the lining to the main fabric. And so what it wants you to do, first of all, is to attach the sleeves. So from this point all the way to this point, so all the way up, around, and then you're going to stop. And then you're going to trim, cut right here to make some room, and they want you to understitch. And in case I don't get to explain it, I'll explain it now. So understitching is where you take your lining fabric. Obviously, it'll have to be the other way, but you take your lining fabric and you take your seam allowance, and you're going to sew that without this. So, and what it'll do is it'll make it so that when you flip it over, it's hidden completely. Like you don't see it at all. It's fantastic. I just learned how fantastic it is. I used to think, oh, it's just a joke. Well, it's not. It's not a joke. It's real. Uh, it's actually useful. Sucks, right? Gone 10 years without doing it. Yeah, but that's what you're going to do. And then after you do that, they want you to do the rest of it. They want you to do the sides all the way around, and they want you to understitch this as well, the backing. And I got these like cute little tags off of Amazon that I'm attaching to my pieces of clothing now, especially if it's not for me. So I'm very excited. So I'll put that in there as well. So if you have a tag, highly recommend doing that now. But yeah, let's get to it.
Here I'm attaching the lining and the main bodice pieces together, and in the middle you can see it's a little weird and bulky, is the ruffle. So you're going to try to get your ruffle as tightly curled in the middle in between the two as you can, and you're going to try to not sew over it. So it's constantly trying to redirect your sewing needle so that it doesn't sew through the um, the ruffle, or else you have to unstitch it all, and that's not too awesome. Also, with the fabric that I'm working with, I serge the edges because it's easier to fray. You can zigzag the edges, but just something that'll help it hold.
To just reiterate what understitching is, I'm going to show you really quick. So I have a jumble mess, but that's okay. I am going to take my seams. Oh, look at that. Now I know. Okay, I'm going to take my seams, press them. I'm just finger pressing. Nothing too rough here. I'm going to stitch it to my lining all the way around. And that's literally it. It's like top stitching, except just to your lining. You do it as close or as far away as you want, but it also reinforces your seam. So do not be afraid to do it. You shouldn't see it. Goes like that. Perfect. I knew this was a good choice. Okay, next step, we're going to do basically the same thing, except we're going to do the sides and the back now. So flip it all around again. To it we go.
For the pants, those are always so confusing. So for the pants, you're gonna sew the pants front to back at the inner seams, and then you're going to sew the crotch seams together. So you're gonna do a big U, and then you're gonna sew the side seams together after that. Look at the pattern, follow the pictures, it'll become a lot easier. But just a heads up for what you'll need to do for these. Okay, so I'm almost done. I just have to attach my pants to my bodice and then also hand stitch the part that I didn't hand stitch last time, and then hand stitch it close, and then hem the pants, and then I'm done. Whew. I apparently did not take as many videos as I thought I did, but I loved how this turned out. It's very beginner friendly. I highly recommend. And I think I matched my romper that I had made myself and fixed up really well. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and hear what you guys want to see next. So follow, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.